If you remember in my previous video, we discussed how the special currency Koban had been added to the cash shop for the price of 3,000 per 50 at the highest. Well, at that time we did a bit of math and figured out that for somebody to pay for their way to max stats from 0, it would cost a staggering sum of $9,700. And when I read that, I thought to myself, well, I guess that's a good thing, because no sane person would ever cough that up for, a game with only a handful of players. Well, I was wrong. It happened. Someone has purchased their way to max stats. Not from 0, mind you, but still, I have over 24 days play. That's 570 hours. And I'm not even max stats, even though I'm pretty close. And the point of this video, and especially this news, is to say that I think this will officially put Shinobi Story in the category of pay to win. Money spent has directly correlated to an increase in player power. I have a few members of the dev team that I consider to be my friends, and I also quite like the owner of the server, Vlad, and I'm sure they're going to be more than displeased with me making this video, and maybe see it as sabotage or bad PR, but however, the truth is the truth, and my intentions are really just the opposite. If you don't want to be labeled a pay-to-win game, don't include pay-to-win options. It's very simple. I feel pretty qualified to speak on this topic because I've been quite the financial supporter of the server. I've spent around $1,500 oh god, during my tenure. I feel it's my responsibility to put this video out there and let people know before they invest their time into this server, that I've advocated so vocally for, that this is something going on. About 80% of the money I've spent on this server was an item called Mastery Reset Scrolls, which allow you to re-customize your character's abilities. This is a feature that has not been paywalled in any other game I've played. Before now, I only had a small problem with it being paywalled. I realized that the game needs to make some income, and that was its main source. However, looking back after taking a long break from the game for the past 2 months, I realized how this simple monetization method is actually acting like a poison to the rest of the game's function. The shining point of Shinobi Story, its jutsu, has been slowly having its cool factor watered down in exchange for balance that would be unnecessary if players were simply unable to constantly swap their mastery selection around at the drop of a hat to pursue, whatever the latest OP discovery is. This imbalance between those who can afford to constantly reroll like myself and those who can't has led to a heck of a disparity. Another disparity arises when players join the game interested in a fulfilling RPG experience, only to realize that the character they created to fit their dream of being a shinobi is not a relevant combination and will lead to them getting completely obliterated in PvP or skipped over in favor of others during progression in PvE. There are many other items in the shop that function well and sometimes even contribute to the experience of the game. There's a wealth of cosmetics, many server-wide boost items, which are very good. There's cute Vandy items, special customization, These items would generate great revenue for the game if the population of the game was higher, but it isn't. The population is stagnant because there's a lot more games out there that can be enjoyed for 500 plus hours. Let's take a look for a moment at the reaction of one of the most famous whales on the Discord when they saw the news that the game was having Koban being purchasable in the shop. Does this seem like a healthy player-developer relationship? I decided to scroll back in time through the messages of the lead admins and devs, mostly Vlad himself, and see how his approach has changed over time. What I saw was a man who took good pride in his game and in his design, a man who knew what made a great game great, who saw through the main pitfalls of the MMORPG genre. So then I asked myself, what changed? And the answer that I came upon was Naruto whales. The Naruto genre of games is full of them. Vlad himself created Shinobi Story, according to what I've read, to get away from a very similar server called Jutsu Online, also a WoW private server themed around Naruto. The difference, however, is that Jutsu Online is far more reliant on RP, and because of that, people with almost no game skill can win in battles against other players on their RP profile alone. Of course, in this game, their RP profile can be increased by generous donations to the server's staff. The more Naruto games I looked to, the more and more I saw this pattern. Gacha games, mobile games, desktop games, hell, even forums dedicating to role-playing Naruto fell prey to this corruption. I myself do enjoy Naruto, but my interest in this server specifically stems from my long history as a private server player, and seeing the potential of fun, new gameplay wrapped in the WoW engine was just too much for me to resist. So the question I have is this: is the Naruto fanbase too weak to resist this corruption, and is even a smart and well-meaning dev like Vlad unable to resist the appeal of whales and their disposable income? But back to the topic at hand. I have to ask this question: Will this pay-to-win carry over into beta? Is it restricted entirely to the alpha? Does this set the tone for the future of this game? If this slide continues, will we see justification for things like buying Jinchuriki, Rinnegan, Mangekyo Sharingan, or more? If the money keeps flowing, where does the line get drawn at all? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always, thank you for watching. No hate to Vlad or the Shinobi Story team, and I don't want anyone to shit on them in the comments, but, I feel like this is an important topic to talk about, and hopefully it can generate some thought. Thanks for watching. Bye.